Yeah, go into the absolutely after the whole election at Imakono. If you hear my preaching once only, you will conclude that I'm right. You will rescue as a nomenclature after women. Just after I don't even answer my phone. You don't let me down. Oh, I don't talk. Because God knows what is happening in everything I will accept because our son who is bad president in Tamila, the Nima will not understand it. Good morning, Liberia. Good morning, and a pleasant welcome to yet another exciting opportunity to talk about the issues that matter to Liberia's growth and development. What kind of people they so? They are freedom fighters. It is a very wet, and understandably wet Monday morning from the nation's capital, and I'm sure in other parts of the country, because we are way into the rainy season as it is. Good morning, Liberia. Good morning, just wherever you are this morning on our voice. What a great way. We'd like to welcome you to this June 22nd edition of the nation's premier breakfast conversation. And this is exactly where we discuss the issues that matter most to Liberia's growth and development without fear nor favor. We speak truth to power, and that's why we are the People's Radio. There are too many things to talk about, lots of things happening in the country. And yes, indeed. They were coming, they said they were liberators. All you can do this morning is to join us, invite others to join, share the show as much as you can, and of course drop your comments and reactions to the conversations right here on the big station, the People's Radio, Freedom 87.9. And this morning there are lots of things to talk. Many looks familiar, look usual, for the fact that these are very important conversation remains to top the agenda, the public debate, and continue to top the public debate chart, and that is matter surrounding the handling of the 19 million cocaine case in Liberia by the government of Liberia. There's new developments. You know, from the get-go of things, the government probably thought they who have concealed, managed, and of course bought time, but it appears clear that the Liberian public, the international partner, remain very insistent that the facts surrounding this landmark drug burst in the country must be unpacked, must be revealed. We cannot sit here and allow our country to be turned into a drug hub overnight with nobody taking responsibility. And the public demand has been towering, compelling the government into some actions, but the real actions are there. And over the weekend, of course, thanks to our friend Martin K. Nkwali and his Verity News outlet, by whatever means we do not know, but we're able to successfully release some CCTV footage. But remember now, the government of Liberia, we saw a court document where the LDA have paid the court to subpoena the airport authority for CCTV footage. So while we were awaiting all of that, and of course over the weekend we all started seeing very disturbing CCTV video footages published by Verity newspaper and its ownership, Martin K. and Colley, and others have been asking and raising some legal questions around that, the leakage of CCTV footage. When LDA could not have access to these CCTV video footages, under what condition did anybody from the government or the airport authority or just wherever opted to leak them to the media? But the media has its way of getting things. So I do not want to dwell on that a lot, but we will have conversations about it. Examine and re-examine these ones. So on Friday, the Ministry of Justice had a press conference to provide update to the nation on the status of the case, the investigation, and they named about 10 or so individuals as persons of interest, and there were some of them that were deemed at large. And of course, over the weekend, it was reported that Mr. Paul King, one of the men in the center of this cartel operation, reported himself. So did Paul report himself? Was it pressure from the US, the British, and other international actors who are either threatening? Refusal to report yourself to Liberian authority will mean arrest wherever you are. So Paul had to give in. We're hearing a lot of things, but that's where we are. Is the government of Liberia treating the investigation transparently? Are they fair with the Liberian people? What's the degree of honesty? As many people continue to ask, why are they shielding the big fish? Who are the names we're hearing? Magdala Cooper, advisor to the president on political affairs. One of Mandela's lead security personnel, one Kaba, a police officer assigned to Mandela, that report have established that runs most of her errands. Kaba is the mean guy, and in one of the CCTV footage, this very same Kaba guy was noticed. So if this is Kaba, and Kaba works directly for Mandela Cooper, what was Kaba doing there? Who sent Kaba there? Why is the police or the investigators not inviting Kaba and others? Shipping size of the conversation. And our president came from Ghana, where he attended a program commemorating or putting more on international restorative justice and what have you. Yes, we're going to look at that a little bit. How is our president in Liberia one of the lead, in fact, the signatory for retributive justice? He goes out there and he understands all of the values and importance of reparative justice. There's a difference between the two, and the latter is what we have called for in Liberia, but the president has signed in on the War Crimes Court's establishment, which seeks to achieve justice through retribution. And lastly, this morning, as the CDC prepares to hit the ground, as men have already started descending on Zulu Whiskey, Grand Jida County. It's quite important. The feedbacks we're getting from Grand Jida is so very overwhelming. The The masses are turning out, the masses are upbeat. And of course, we're going to talk to the CDC subcommittee chair in Grandida County, Samson Boso Williams, to bring us up to speed with preparatory formalities. Rather, we'll do that shortly at 8:30. But in the meantime, between time, we're going to rumble through some of the major happenings in the country. My name is Abu Sharif, and of course, Austin should be on his way. It's been raining this morning. Let's see how it plays out. We're going to take a bath of this theme song, and of course, once we come back, we go straight into these plus other issues making news in Liberia this morning. Stick and still, share the show, drop your comments, your reactions, and of course, we're going to find time to recognize some of you, followers.
Music. Wani majianya wara wa monyoju weyan ke wana wa kunangira wasia wa pebiabu wana wa kunangonwa wasia wa pebiabu kena be monya be niaka one of freedom fighter oh wa monya o one of freedom fighter de ninyo nyobi okwasa one of freedom fighter de ninyo dubi ogbapa one of freedom fighter de ninyo people ojiye one of freedom fighter ayo 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 yo ayo wani majianye wara wa monyoju weyan wani ma
Shabba musical. There are crimes in many places, in every community, you can see. So if you see crime, report it. Don't take law in your hand, call the right authority. That it can't take your law in. Crime Stopper here for us, bringing safety to your door. Whether you rich or you poor, if you see you must take it, I mean you cheche. You wait for your safety. If you see it, don't keep it. You must call to report it. Crime Stopper, the people bringing safety to your door. Crime Stopper, stopping crime and making peace for them before. Crime Stopper Liberia, from the center to interior. Crime Stopper, keeping us safe, they're stopping crimes for all of us. Crime Stopper, the people bringing safety to your door. Crime Stopper, stopping crime and making peace for them before. Crime Stopper Liberia, from the center to interior. Crime Stopper, keeping us safe, they're stopping crimes for all of us.
Crime Stopper Liberia is your community crime fighting partner. Don't take the law into your own hands. Remember, if you see a crime, report it. This is a message from your own self, Old Man Sam Sion.
Crime Stopper, the people bringing safety to your door. Crime Stopper, stopping crime and making peace for them before. Crime Stopper Liberia, from the center to interior. Crime Stopper, keeping us safe, they're stopping crimes for all of us. Crime Stopper, the people bringing safety to your door. Crime Stopper, stopping crime and making peace for them before. Crime Stopper Liberia, from the center to interior. Crime Stopper, keeping us safe, they're stopping crimes for all of us.
Okay, Crime Stopper Liberia is the official partner and sponsor of the Freedom Money Rise on Freedom 87.9. Today is Monday, and so let's welcome all of you folks Those of you on the taxi cab, probably making your way to work or heading for school or just wherever you're um, probably getting ready for today. Today is the first day of the week, and of course, this is when you get back to finish the tasks that you didn't complete on the last week, and also begin the process of achieving the targets of the new week. So it is a very busy day, and of course, it begins the week, and so yes, we wish all of you all of the best on today as you go out there. To our mothers in the market, we're we empathize with your situation. Imagine waking up in these rains and going to the market without any hope of you making sale or significant sale to cover for your daily expense. These are very tough times, very difficult times in the country. And to our taxi drivers, yes, imagine waking up as early in the rain and going out there only for an officer of the LTMR to impound your vehicle and issue you some $50 ticket. These are very difficult moments in the country. Turbulent times for everybody, every sector, every aspect of the society are catching hell, and these are the realities that the president must conform himself to, and all of that. So this morning we have some of our very wonderful followers and friends who are observing their birthdays. So I'd like to give this out to our good friend Siafa Manoba Jenikai. Siafa is a very strong and ardent supporter and follower of the work we do here, and of course, Grand Kema County stalwart of the CDC, the Congress for Democratic Change. Today is Siafa's birthday, and we'd like to say happy birthday to you, and many, 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 many more years to come as you celebrate this very good day in your life. June 22nd, Siafa celebrates with our own dear friend and brother, Meveke D. Sano. Meveke D. Sano is also celebrating his birthday today. He's a very humble young man, very respectful, very calm, and of course, very active as well. So Meveke, keep being you, keep being a great guy, and of course, we wish you all of Allah's blessings as you observe today's day. And yes, okay, so let the celebration begin right here, folks. Good morning. To those of you watching via the internet, let me take some time to recognize. I see all of you already chipping in your thoughts on some of the issues or acknowledging your presence here with us this morning. Okay, so let's go to begin with you, Stephen A. Bass. Stephen says, good morning, Freedom Morning, Raz family. I'm following the show from Dakar, Senegal. Yes, Stephen has Dakar. It's been a while, right? Alexa Morba says, good morning. I'm watching from Brewerville. Vivian Solo Coin, good morning. Lincoln Campbell says, good morning. I'm following you from Banga, Bon County. This is Johnson Dollar. Johnson Dollar says, good morning, guys. I'm watching from my New Jersey resident. Philip Ta, good morning, Freedom Family. I'm following from Gola. So sorry, this is Golo Mining Camp, Double Bridge, Grand Jida County. And this is, okay, what's that? Good morning, family. That's Lincoln Wimpy says, good morning, family. I'm following Town. Mohammed Mariama J. Sharif, good morning, Abu, and the peace-loving people of Lofa County. I'm watching from Mamadi Jakite Intellectual Forum in Jacobtown, St. Francis Community. Christopher Sharp says, good morning, Abu. I'm following from the Unity Party failure. He said the Unity Party failure is so difficult to defend. Supporters have reduced political debate into profanity, but insults cannot create jobs. Causing cannot reduce hardship and all of that. Oliver Wanzu says, good morning, Freedom Family. Good morning, Oliver. Emmanuel J. Vignier. This is James B. Zoffley. Jacqueline Charles, journalist Togba Darius, Gadier OP, Venetia Junior Bar, Cowboy Weeder, Josephine Wilson is joining as well. So, okay, Emmanuel Bro, Honorable JD Williams. I'm sure JD is in Grangy there now, right? Watching from, okay, she's on her way. She's watching from the highway. That's good. And with you, safe travel, my dear sister. Jeremy Due, Tommy Josiah is also joining. Isaac K. and Tugba C. Macaulay. Amara Jala Kamara is joining from Brussels. Terence TK Tonga. Zuana Kona. You have Samuel Moba C. Macaulay Sr. Okay, keep dropping your comments and let's go down. Cecilia Logan, Tule Davis, Samuel Hina Jr., Abbas Fama. Okay. Who else? So let's do a few more and then we can go into our conversation. This is Chris Wule, James M. Flomo Kelly. James M. Flomo Kelly. Is this James? Is it the big brother that contests in district number 2? I'm sure. Okay. Thank you, big brother. Thanks for joining. This is Tule Davis, Theo Jabate, Daniel Tamba Jones Sr., Paul Arvin Zoku are those following this morning and contributing on the show. Kindly help us share the show so that this thing will go as far and wide as possible. Right? So this is exactly where we are. This is exactly... So today at 2 o'clock, the organizing committee of the CDC 22nd anniversary will be has scheduled a major press conference to provide final updates and briefing in respect to plans and of course preparations and all that just before finally probably executive committee member. I know some executive committee members have already started going, some youth league, women, the women wing, auxiliaries, and of course, collaborating friends of the CDC have already started chipping in on Grand Jida County. The momentum is very high, right? The momentum is very high. You may not see it on the social media like that because the nation is rallied to sustain the call for integrity and transparency in the handling of the 19 million cocaine case by the government. So the political opposition, particularly the CDC, is trying to play this in a very smart and intelligent way to maintain the debate and, of course, the accountability questions around the 19 million cocaine case so that at the same time, carry out all of its mobilization, preparations, and everything surrounding the 3 to 4 days commemoration of its 22nd and Militant Day in Grand Jida County. So simultaneously, these things are going on. The party is dealing with them at the same time and maintaining the flow at equilibrium, so to speak. So that's a great one, right? Because if the party was being very selfish, it would have unleashed the militants to just keep focusing on the program. But no, see, this is a lot more concerning, and this is very, very important that we seek answers around this. And the government will have loved it had the CDC shifted all its energy towards the program in Grand Jide. But men are handling that, and it's going quite well. We'll be speaking with Williams shortly. Samson Williams from Grand Jida County will be talking to him on the phone to bring us up to speed with the local euphoria, the preparations, the anticipation, and all that in the county, and the arrivals, the initial arrivals have started happening, and all of that. He's going to bring us up to speed. And this afternoon at 2 p.m., the CDC will be holding a major press conference, and Yes, updates will be provided on the anniversary program, and there will also be conversation about other critical national happenings in the country. So you don't want to miss it. The entire media has been invited, and of course, that's just the update to bring for you. So let me try to link up with something quickly because of time. And so, oh my God. So last night was a great opportunity and a very calm and responsible communication of exactly where the CDC is, where the CDC stands, where the political leader of the CDC, his views about everything that's going on in the country. A very responsible presentation was done by the COS to former President George Manuel Weah, the Honorable Len Eugene Nangbe, who provided very succinctly provided all of what you need to know, and also chip in on some of the major happenings in the country. You know, whenever it's Eugene Nangbe, you know exactly what to expect. So that was very great. He touched on a lot of things, provided a clarity to a lot. You know, there's been too many debates about, oh, the CDC is not doing this, it's not doing that. And I like some of the responses Honorable Nangbe provided to our friend Stanton Waterspoon on the show last night. But yeah, that's good. So something. Let me see if I can get something on the phone quickly uh, to talk about the CDC program in Grangeda County. Okay. Something I don't know what is happening to something phone, what is network, or let me try the other way around. I know the guys are here wanting to know. I say, oh, what happened? And like we've already said, observing from what we've noticed so far, I am not sure if the CDC is prepared to treat its time in opposition, especially after 6 years of experience in governance, to treat its 6 years as the Unity Party did to the country and all of that. So we have something on the line from Grangeda County. Something Boso Williams is the subcommittee chair for the CDC anniversary celebration in the county. Something you have to move away from the noise because we're about to put you on the radio, and of course the country is listening to you. Something. Good morning. Welcome.
Yeah, good morning. Good morning, Abu. How are you this morning, my dear brother?
Yes, I'm fine. Kind of tell us how are you doing, and of course, what's the atmosphere like in Grangeda County this morning, the 22nd of June 2023, the eve of the kickoff of CDC anniversary celebration in the county.
Yeah, so let me say thank you so much. I entered Swaju yesterday evening, and as we speak, Swaju is kind. Everything is going well, and we are in full gear of our anniversary. And mind you, today is the arrival day. So yesterday evening, people started arriving already in the county. So the momentum is building up. So that's a good thing in Grangeda right now.
How is the arrival so far? I mean, in terms of how people are pulling in, is it encouraging? Is it very very exciting?
Yeah. Like I said, last night I was at the party up to 12 a.m. this morning.
Mm.
You know, from 8 up to 12 a.m. this morning, people from different counties started arriving. You know, yesterday evening up to this morning, 12 a.m. While we were taking into the very lodging area. Okay. So in my today is the official arrival day based on our calendar of event.
Right.
So as we speak, other people started coming from the various district because we send motorbikes, you know, that started bringing people from the various district. You know, why the car also waiting on the follow because in Grangeda we got the various district where you have to go and take people with motorbike, bring them on the main road, where the car will pick them and bring them to Swaju.
So, but I mean, today now we expect more people to start pulling in since by the calendar of event today is the official arrival date.
Yeah, sure. So just to bring you up to speed, we did. I did a communication to our National Executive Committee of the Congo Democratic Change, complaining the Vice President and to his surrogate, Zoe Manuel Pino, who they are using to honor mine our grand anniversary program that everybody in Granger is they've been yearning for and want to celebrate today.
We will come to the distraction aspect, the side attraction. We don't want to focus more on that. I want to focus on the energy that's put into organizing the program and all of that. The local structure. Talk to me about the local leadership level of preparation for this very big event, because this is very, very huge. I'm told all of the counties in the Southeast are going to be coming there. You are the host. How well did you prepare for this?
No, to be honest with you, we are fully prepared from the day they announced Granger as a host. And we started preparing ourselves and making sure that our major concern of the whole anniversary is for all the job, and making sure that the partisans well-wishers should come out in their numbers to be able to celebrate the Tenego 27th anniversary program. So as we speak, from the day we were appointed up to now, the mobilization has started long since. Okay. So mind you, in Granger we have 56 community. This is what happened during the 56 community. We went there as a soft committee. Okay. And also check out down the soft committee in the 56 community. Each other community, we have 25% on the main screen, 25% on the youth league, 25% on the exotic network, the first time voter. Okay. And we have about 25 different leadership. So in each community, we have 125% on the leadership. Okay. Don't forget about the ordinary partisans. So we damn this the 56 community talking about 7,000 leadership in the 56 community, with the exception of our ordinary partisans. Okay. So that tells you that the mobilization from the team here did extremely well with the kind of strategy we are putting in place. So when you just bring the 7,000 leadership up, you get to know will be locked down with 7,000, adding the districts, because the soft committee choked down to the various districts. Do our cleanup campaign to get a face leave to welcome our national leadership. And we only decided to bring 14 community all of 56. Why? Because the capacity at the time of the feeding, the people was so jammed. Yeah, so we decided to bring only 14 communities so that we can feel that the final anniversary. So the people you saw during the cleanup campaign were just 14 community leadership that we brought us at that time.
Wow. So it was just 14 community leadership.
Yeah, 14 out of 56. 14 community out of 56.
That was massive.
Because why we so when it came out, all partisans said no, our 14 community leadership can just go, we will add on to the now you see the numbers started adding up. So mind you, we bring in the 56 all with the ordinary partisans. Then we talk about the district, and so you will be blue. We're not doing this because the perception of people, the lesser propaganda of people to say Suadu is no longer part of citizen of Granger is a complete contradiction to that lazy behavior.
Okay, so this is a moment to reestablish the facts around what is in the public, that the CDC have lost its footing in Granger County. Is that what you're trying to say?
Oh yeah, sure. Because they got other surrogates that make the government to understand that they shouldn't waste their time, because CDC have lost relevance in the county. Now they decide to play other tactics because when they saw the 14 community leadership outside the do cleanup campaign, and they started getting different mindset, because they felt that what they said was lie, it was far from true. Because anytime you say CDC, anytime you say Grenadier, you talk about CDC, not just on the lips of the people here. CDC is within the people's heart. So when you want to take CDC from there, probably you should be laying into rest so that they can be all of the earth space. But for the fact that they are alive, CDC now just only lives in the heart.
That is an established fact. How does Grenadier as a county feel about its selection to host CDC's 22nd anniversary celebration? What did that mean for you, judging by the historical commitment and support that this county has always rendered to the CDC, and to be selected this time around for such a very big occasion? I mean, tell me pretty much from the leadership perspective, from the ordinary partisan perspective, from the citizen standpoint, how do they see that?
From the day they announced, the National Executive Committee of the Coalition for Democratic Change, headed by Gossin Jangako, announced that the 22nd anniversary of Medicine Day will be celebrated in Grenadier. It was one of the historical days in the life of the people of Grenadier County, because people celebrated. People celebrated because not just on the basic or just being voting for CDC, but we saw it to be something that was very, very good, that we are not so better than other counties. But for the fact that we were selected among 15 counties, it beat the imagination of every citizen. So we had nothing to do, citizen had nothing to do at the time but to celebrate and to see Grenadier hosting the 22nd anniversary. So everybody was happy. Even up to now, Jate Miseko said now, because today we start the publicity in the Vero community again. So if you Jate Miseko said go to the market, today nobody will say the whole market will be upside down, because people just at now we just hear citizen music, they upside down, because the anniversary, people now are taking it to be ordinary anniversary. Mind you, if your mother gave birth to you and you reach, because it's difficult for somebody to reach your birthday, either you get sick or something bad happened to you. But for the fact that you reach your birthday, there's a need that you celebrate and give God a praise. So this is why people are getting in a number. People are putting more zeal in this identical anniversary, because since they have reached that the 22nd anniversary.
Why is the zeal and the eagerness there with the people? Why are they so eager? Hello, something. Are you there? Hello. Something.
Hello?
Yeah, I was asking why the people of Grenadier are so this eager for the CDC. Are you getting me? We're encountering some challenges with the network connection, and something Bosa Williams is the CDC subcommittee chair for Grenadier County, and of course leading the people.
Getting me now?
Yes, I'm getting you. I was asking the level of anxiety within the people of Grenadier County. What do you think will be responsible for that?
Yeah, what responsible for the anxiety has to do with the form and manner the people saw the leadership of former President George Manneh. We are our own stand-up bearer. The first time in the history of Grenadier when it comes to CDC, between this government, current government, and CDC, comparing them, we are government was the only government that appointed minister for Grenadier.
Okay.
If you look in the current government, you will not see nothing for Grenadier. The next thing, on our watchful eyes, the former president also appointed a bank governor from Grenadier.
Okay.
So now something that never happened for somebody to serve a bank governor. Now the next thing is there is nowhere in the history of Grenadier where a government has.
Oh my God. Come on. Okay.
When I'm happy, we're going to have the referral hospital.
Something you got to go back on that, because the network kind of glitched a little bit. So you got to go back. What were you saying?
Yeah, I said first time in the history of Grenadier to have a referral hospital for the southeastern region.
Okay.
It was only the WIA-led government. Now, during our own term, if you look at the road leading from Toastan to Zweju, it was rehabilitated by John Yubote.
Okay.
And the technical contract was given by President Weah. So during John Yubote administration, you will find out that people have easy access. But if you compare our 6th year and now when it comes to the rain season, right now, the rain is not raining in great year the previous years.
Okay.
So now the rain is better. President Weah, under his regime, make our people from Kunemo district, district number 2, what we have representing Marie Johnson, the first time in the history of our county for a government to rehabilitate the road leading from Zweju all the way to Kunemo Zia town or under the WIA government. When it comes to the people from Niao, there's a town called Niao where market women every Saturday is a market day for the people of Niao. Under President WIA government, he decided to also give contract to John Yubote that rehabilitated the road from Zweju all the way to Niao. As we speak, people have the easy access. These are roads that Senator Zoe Manuel Pena can use to go and talk what you want to say. But these are roads right now benefiting. And under the WIA government, the first time in the history of Green Day, for a road to go to be rehabilitated, under the WIA government. We have rehabilitated the road that go to Zopina town that I mean have or town hall.
So that mean the people are excited because they're not seeing these they're not seeing these things under this regime currently as we speak. So they're excited about the experience and the contribution and of course services that was rendered by the CDC administration. So they're excited to receive the CDC. Is that correct?
Oh yeah, sure. These are things that the people have on their list. And the list go on, and the list, what I just named, they not just all. And normally when you come to Zweju, you'll find out that Zweju been dark. But right now, under the WIA government, and that because of WIA government, we have LRB energy.
Okay.
And we have solar, we have the solar panel leg that send the 6 year up to now that still making Zweju to be a very, very good area. So the LRB energy that we have brought to this county, the expansion right now is moving from one direction. Why? Because at the time they never had the idea to bring layer down there people in darkness. But in that well by bringing LRB energy that benefiting right now. And one of the senators, so it might have also benefiting from the Denego facility that I just named to you.
It seems you really want to take a shot at Zoe Manuel Pena. So let me ask you quickly about Zoe. Tell me how grounded Zoe have promised. Zoe and Kanu Bagbala have been promising the Unity Party that they will deliver Grandia to Unity Party. I mean, how grounded are they in the county?
Now, thank you for Kanu Bagbala. Since Kanu was born, and we identified Kanu to be a son from Grandia. Kanu Bagbala have nothing to show in this county, even at this level right now. At this level, Kanu Bagbala, when you enter Grandia today, the first place you see Kanu Bagbala fighting to go sleep. When you can enter you said you fighting as a guest to fight for guest house. You see Kanu also fighting for guest house because Kanu had nothing in this county to show. So Kanu is a regime collaborator. So let me just point you one side. For Zoe Emmanuel Pino, Zoe Emmanuel Pino want to always hide behind the CDC. Let me just give you a story city.
What I want to know is Zoe really connected with the people like that?
get sick, but they can't touch it, that they can pull over the horse. Same record ages, they started using our school and burying his name, asking whether you have carried single bonus in to go put it in. He's not able. He's not able. Because the only thing that the only thing he have to put 150% together, they get 100,000 to cause confusion between the intents of distribution. But people go at those days that people have already understood so 30 having beyond government so that people get focused on his developmental agenda. So right now, as we speak, Zoe is running all around because people already understood and know Zoe not that. So Zoe is mean nothing in this county. Okay. And there's an organization here right now we call the Noto Zoe. The Noto Zoe right now is putting Zoe feet to the fire. So as we speak, Zoe is running. There's somebody that are even to himself because I can guarantee you, let me just say this to the public, I can guarantee this identical platform, mark this day. When you come for election today, Zoe will be out.
Okay, thank you.
Zoe will be out.
Thank you very much. Something. So just lastly, what final message do you have for Grenadians in Monrovia and other partisans of the CDC in terms of getting ready for the program?
So we to be honest, all of the citizens, partisans that only the sound of my voice, we are in high gear for our 27th anniversary of Meditation Day. So for us, we are no distractions. Where we are not giving ears to serious people. We are very focused in terms of our anniversary. So if you want to make your way, we want to ask you to do that because everything about Granger will be peaceful. Granger is the land of the rising sun. When you are here, you can enjoy the facility, the atmosphere of the country. So if you are making your way, I want to encourage everybody to do that very soon so that you can be able to have, you can be able to be part of this anniversary. So I want to say thank you for giving me the opportunity, to speak out.
Thank you very kindly. His name is Something Boso Williams, and of course, Something is the chairman of the CDC sub-organizing committee for its 22nd anniversary and Militant Day celebrations in Grangeda County. You've listened to the updates, the feedback from the county, and they are very, very upbeat. Prepared, and of course, mobilization has been way beyond the thoughts of many, and all of the districts are preparing themselves. And the official updates from the National Executive Committee will be transmitted this afternoon at 2:00 p.m. at the CDC Plonker office, where the media has been invited. And so this is exactly where we are. So the focus is actually on the positive energy and the attempts that are made by the regime detractors to create, a kind of confusion. It's not going to hold water this time. The focus is always going to be placed on what the CDC is doing in terms of organizing yourself, preparing yourself for these events. I know there will always be attempt by the government to provoke tension, and all of that. But I like the way the CDC has been handling the Unity Party this time around. Every attempt they made to create to provoke the people. When you demolish the people party headquarters, they say it's okay. They went ahead, they started building another one, right? And that has been going very well. Even amidst that construction exercise, I'm told, like Eugene clearly communicated last night, that the regime has also been adopting some strategies to create a problem for the construction process. But the CDC has always remained steadfast, resilient in its focus and determination. Kudos to the leadership and direction of his former president, His Excellency George Manneh Weah, and all that. So, fellow Liberians, you listen. Let's take few calls on this before we can go into our political conversations right here this morning. US edition, tell us your preparation level. What do you expect? And of course, what are you doing? How well prepared you are? These conversations has been on for well over 3 to 4 weeks now. and the time is just nearby. 0776 104 104 06500 104 plus 231 86500 104 are the numbers to call, and of course you'll be live. And I'd like to say kudos to the tenacity of the organizing committee chaired by Maryland County Senator J. Glebo Brown and all of the other committee member co-chair, former Bond County Senator Henry Yala. So everybody's on board. And so let's see. Good morning.
Good morning, Chief. How are you?
I'm okay. Go ahead.
Okay, please, I will now call my name because I'm with you guys. I'm doing small hustle.
Mm-hmm.
But yes, I will not call my name. But please, I want you to please do a favor, your own personal number.
Mm-hmm.
I want you to call me on it. Let me get it, brother. I'm a blood. But I'm with you guys in the system, so right now I can't call my name. If I call my name, they'll put me out.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know how we're gonna do that, but let's see. Good morning. So you can send a text message to this number, and then I'll see what happens. Go ahead.
My name is Otis Van. I will join you from the Regina Speaker District, District 11. So I appreciate our brother, the chairman, for supporting Grand Cedar County. I appreciate him for his resilience. But let me say this to all civilians around Liberia and the war at large. Going to be a historical day. This anniversary is going to set the for 2029 election.
Mm-hmm.
So I encourage everybody to turn out. People from everywhere in Liberia, let's turn out to make that success. Thank you.
Okay. Good morning.
Good morning, Abu.
Good morning.
This is Jasmine. I'm calling you from Sesto City.
Go ahead from Sesta.
Our boy here had years to go and I'm going to pass it through more.
Mm-hmm.
To enter Grand Cedar. So I hope there will be peace over there. Nobody must distract our boy. I'm not worried. We're here for something, but the boy got almost 100 people living around there.
Wow.
They are on their way to Grand Cedar. But I'm in restaurant.
Okay, let them go see it.
I believe we're sure to the water. It's fair as this. Thank you.
Thank you very kindly. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, this is Benedict Zhao in Central Morville.
Mm-hmm. Go ahead.
Yeah, all I want to say is that this gathering today is not only about CDC. This gathering is about the liberations of the entire countries from the hands of the criminal cartel that is now governing this country. Even the dejected and confused and the rescuers, we expect them to come on board because they too are frustrated about the way their government is being run. So we are calling on all Liberians. This is about the liberation of the country, delivering Liberia from the old thief and criminal that is running our country.
Okay, all right. Thank you very kindly. And so let's take more calls. All the phones are ringing. Good morning.
Good morning, Abu.
Good morning.
Thank you very much, and good morning to the hardworking family of the great freedom of your family.
Mm-hmm.
For the recognition for the public, and Fokat, Robert, and the calling you on no destination in the capacity as social media committee member of the indomitable industry.
Mama, you're supposed to be on your way. You still calling for on new destination?
I'm waiting for the picture press conference that is about to be
okay.
After that, I'll be heading my way to you.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah. So, Abu, as our caller just stated, Abu, we are not deterred. They are going before it because we know the nomenclature of our father, mentor, teacher, and political leader is before nomenclature. God's man is the ultimate man that we are. So we are going for all the people here. I will tell you, Abu.
Mm-hmm.
People of fear, they want to carry the country to kill your people that don't pay that have done nothing.
No chaos business, my friend. No chaos business. We're going to go peacefully exercise our political franchise and come back. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning, Abu Sharif.
Morning.
My name is Steve Bozo. I call from Grand Cedar County.
Go ahead.
This morning.
Mm-hmm.
Something Bozo William has said it all. And look, Abu, this medical month is a month of reflection.
Because looking at Nigeria as a county, and it's not just a country that was selected based on metric, but it's based on the ideology and the way in which the Nigerians are openly embrace the idea of the CDC and His Excellency Dr. George Manneh Weah to come and elect the minds of the Liberian people and transform this country into a country that we all want to see. And Chairman Bozo Williams has said that this meditative month is a historical one for the people of Nigeria, because the way, the enthusiasm, the genius that we are brought into the counties right now as I speak, there are thousands of Nigerians from all lengths and breadth of this country, Liberians, Seditians. They are in the number right now in the country. When you come into the country right now, you can see the momentum. The momentum that CDC is not just of party in opposition, but they are working towards the prosperity to come back, to make a comeback, so that Liberian people who believe in the ideology of His Excellency Dr. George Manneh Weah and the CDC, that Liberians, Nigerians, Nibadians, Azorians, people from all less breadth of this country, they will come and celebrate this month of medicine.
Okay, thank you very much. I'm sorry I have to hold you there from Granjida County. Take 2 more calls and then we can transition. Good morning.
Yeah, my name is Kadiatu. I'm calling for the football team of Poloko Street.
Go ahead. I don't know where it's out of the street, but go ahead.
Yeah, whatever in fact, all is this is starting for a working the youth there rescue coming to join us and go to do waiting for celebration.
Yeah, but you can be inviting people now. You gotta be courteous towards them if you're inviting people to join you.
Sorry, yeah, but they're coming out. You start coming, Papa. They're going to make it about 6 people in the country. So if I do all getting started for the join us.
Okay.
That's all.
All right. All right. Thank you very much. Okay, so that's exactly what it is. 2 more calls, and then we can move to something else. 776-104-104, 886-500-104. For those in the diaspora, plus 231-886-500-104 are the numbers to call. And of course, you'll be live this morning on the Freedom Morning Rise. We are talking about preparation for the CDC's anniversary celebration in Granjida County. You listen to the Granjida chairman. I provide you all of the update that you need. And I've also told you why the CDC is not ruthlessly engaging on the social media in the midst of the 19 million drug saga. Good morning.
Good morning.
Morning.
Abu Kamara. Yeah.
This is hello. This is Abu Sharif here.
This is Jimmy Reed.
Go ahead.
Well, CDC has done it, and to continue to do it. The God of Abraham, the God of Jacob, already lacked our distractor.
Okay. Thank you very much. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, sir. You're the final caller on this segment. Go ahead.
Yes, my name is Simon P. Johnson. Joining you from Panama Junction.
Go ahead.
Yes, Abu, I want to ask you of a short question, man. I want to know whether you are political commentator or you are journalist.
All right, I'll respond to you later on. So, this is it. So, folks, that's where we will hold this right here. And so, let's move to something else this morning. And of course, that is a bit of update on the trip of our president to Ghana. And our president over the weekend, but just coming into the weekend, travel to Ghana for a program in that West African state. And so while there, the president spoke or took a global stance on reparation. Okay. while emphasizing on homegrown reconciliation efforts and all of that. So, but the attention is drawn to, you know, in transitory justice framework, under transitional justice arrangement, you adopt accountability measures, and part of that is because you cannot achieve a transition without accountability and justice. And so there are schools of thought. They're the restorative justice model, and they're the retributive justice model. So under the retributive framework, you'll be talking about uh, accountability in a way where perpetrators will pay for the crimes or the violations that they committed, right? Where people will be sent to jail, and then there will be punishment assigned, right? Uh, at equal length or whatever. But yeah, but under the restorative justice framework, something that I support greatly, reparation, that is identifying the causes or the effects of the egregious actions that happen during probably a historical period in any country or any given society that did not occur well for other people. So society then will adapt a framework in achieving justice by identifying the problems that were inflicted on people's life, the difficulties that were incurred, and repaying that, to repair those damages. For example, probably people lost their families, they lost their breadwinners, people got amputated, people got this and that. Society will take up the responsibility to say, you know what, we have to pay back to restore the dignity to a certain extent for all this mayhem. And then perpetrators will then take responsibility to pay. For example, you're talking about slave trade now, right? The Europeans and most African countries have been pushing for reparation. That means the damages caused to the continent and these different countries, that Europeans should take responsibility and pay for the mayhem, and, the barbaric treatment of our ancestors, by being remorseful to a larger extent, having read history and understood some of the inhumane treatment that people went through to pay the damages, right? Not for us to adopt a retributive format where Africans will be mobilized to pay their debt, or probably arrest people and send them to jail, blah blah, and all these kinds of harsh reactions. No, but I say, okay, let's be human enough to realize that our ancestors, the people of the past, the treatment of their fellow human, particularly Africans, were ungodly. And because they were ungodly, the generations that benefited from the actions of their forefathers that are now presiding in these European capitals, right, should adopt a framework that restore and kind of repair for the damages that their parents caused, that 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 caused Africa to lag behind, that deprive Africa of the needed intellectual and, of course, capacity to develop itself into a flourishing, global experience, right? And these reparation can come in different forms. Now, for me, I like this debate because it's a good thing. I believe strongly that is the way to let go of the past, because there is no way we can remake what happened. So the best way to do is for those who did what they did to realize that they did that, and also put themselves in the position, to kind of restitute, or if you may, to be in a position to repair some of the damages that they caused. Now, So while President Bouakai was in Ghana, he made these very bold declarations. And I'm going to read a gist of the news article here quickly. It says President Joseph Numa Bouakai has declared that Liberia's turbulent history of conflict, reconciliation, and national recovery uniquely positioned the country to play a leading role in shaping international conversations on reparatory justice, as he pledged to ensure that the nation's painful past becomes a lesson for the war rather than a forgotten chapter. Well said. That is in recognition and identification of the power of reparative or restorative justice model. Now, if our president is making these bold affirmations out there, but then the president comes home, the president adopts a more retributive model in addressing the mayhems of the past, then it presents to us an inconsistent and, of course, an inconsistent position on what do you want to do in terms of accountability for war crimes or crimes against humanity, because these slavery, happenings were equally crimes against humanity. So what do you want to do? What system of accountability you want to adopt? So the reason we're saying this is because we have to be consistent in what we believe serves justly, what we believe actually goes a long way in providing some level of justice and relief for victims, instead of just knee-jerk reactions to the feelings and emotions of victims, especially whenever they kind of express it. Because some of these perpetrators, as you know it, may be dead. Some of the people that should be standing before whatever panel to take full accountability. If you read the TRC report, you realize that a lot of those listed for India crimes, are gradually leaving. So what level of accountability framework should we adopt? That probably, whether the person is alive or not, victims will be served. Victims will be served justice, reparation, restoration, right? Paying or repaying for the loss and damages, right? Under a framework, adapting the palaver hut, where people will sit down and will talk their things out. You identify your wrong, you identify the effect and all of that. You offer apology, and then the apology is accepted, and then the government adapts. Villages that were destroyed, the government go there and provide reparation for them. Right? People, children were amputated, family hairs were mutilated in this country. Nothing has been done, and everybody's just moving. There are people living with the grief, with the agony, with the hurt. There are people living in our society with those ones. They're always angry because there's been no national effort to identify and recognizing that these people were mercilessly treated because of political and national disagreements that other people had, and then it translated and transcended into violence that saw the lives of family hairs taken away, that saw the destructions of life, destruction of property, families, and of course individuals as well. So there must be a national responsibility taken to fix that. The cost of establishing a war crime code, getting witnesses, protecting them, and prosecuting and finding people guilty, and all of those money could go right into a program designed to ensure restorative justice. It is very workable. It is very, very sustainable, and it's something that people can look back on and say, oh yeah, and this won't happen to my people, this won't happen to the church, this won't happen to let's look at the Bakedu massacre, for example. the Lutheran Church massacre. What level of reparation have been done for these people? Absolutely nothing, right? The town is there, the village is there. Sons and grandchildren are coming. They are being told the stories, and they will live believing that their parents, their forefathers died, and there has been no justice for them. That is the kind of justice framework we ought to adopt, Mr. President. You can build a beheadable courtroom, you put it down, and then you grab one or two people, you put them in South Beach, or you do whatever you do with them. These communities are always going to live. They're always going to live with the scourge. They're always going to live with it. But if we identify and go to these communities and these persons and individuals, right, and make reparations in their lives or in the lives of their communities, right, they will teach their generations after to remember that as a result of what happened during the massacre, when there was a government that adopted a model, that there was a government that adopted a justice framework that came here and built this in memory of our forefathers, in memory of your grandparents, in memory of this. And these were what these were the things they give to us as a town or as a village or as a county, as repayment for our loss, as much as it cannot 100%, but just to recognize and do something about it. But no, because of political correctness purposes, we say, oh, we won't bring war crime court. Every other budget year, we are sending money there and we are seeing no practical action. You realize that by the time the 6 years of Mr. President is ending, we will spend over $3 to $5 million in this war crime court thing, and to no end. Why if we take that $4 to $5 million and put it into capacity building programs for victims, identify victims and their children and their grandchildren, identify them, put them into something that change their life stories around, that turn things around for them. Instead of taking it, putting it into a war crime court office where a few elites are being paid and they're feeding their pockets with it, and the victims are languishing on the streets, they're disturbed, they're everywhere, their lives have gone back, and they're living in misery. What is justice if the victims cannot feel the impact, cannot feel the transformation, cannot feel the difference? What is justice? Justice to appease the political whims of a few political elite as they go against certain rival groups or rival individuals? Or because you're politically at odds with a certain group of people, and then you adopt a framework that appease your political taste, whereby the victims are out there languaging, seeking and yearning for justice, actual justice that invokes transformation, that invokes change, that invokes difference in their lives and make them better citizens. Look at the boys on the streets, the combatants. Look at them. What has the country ever done to make them better citizens, to reintegrate them fully and actually? We all drive past by them, make mockery out of them, call them names. But the society led them to that. There were individuals here who recruited them and made them who they are. What have we done, right? What have we done to restore their dignity as a country as a form of transitional justice? What have we done? The state must take full responsibility, just as Africa is demanding that Europeans take full accountability. Europeans and Americans take full accountability and responsibility and pay for the damages they caused the continent. We too, as a country, as a government, must adopt the same thing. Instead of setting up a political bureau that employs political elite, cronies, and of course partisans, and begin to feed them with tax dollars, while the actual victim of the war sitting there yearning for justice. Every time they remember how their parents, how their guardians, how their children were killed before them. They feel bad about the country. They feel bad about themselves. Yes, they feel bad about the individual who perpetuated these harms, but one could argue that these individuals, right, were being recruited. A lot of them. So who in the end takes full responsibility? Because we can't go back to a point where everybody gotta go, oh, pay out there on the other person, pay out there on the other person. You got an old man. So are we gonna go to take the dead body of Prince Johnson, for example, to do what? How can that translate into accountability for the hundreds of lives that were killed, murdered, massacred in Bakedu, for example, Bombay Hills, in Nimba, the Lutheran Church, the Catholic nuns? Something has to be done, and that's the kind of things the president should be adapting. But the president left the track and said he wanted to focus on retributive justice. I mean, that is an eye for an eye. You pluck the person's eye, will pluck your eye. So because you led a rebellion, they say, oh, you went to Puebla, you did it, you did that, so we'll grab you, we'll do that to you, we'll do this to you. I do not subscribe to that kind of justice model. Others do. I just wanted to say that to remind our president, to let him know that it's important that you become consistent. We welcome your presentation in Ghana, but we hope at the same time those presentation can re-inform your choices on accountability and justice for the war in Liberia, and put our money into something that directly impact the life of the victims of our war. That's what we would like to say about that. And so now we can go to now we can move to this drug thing. You know, the basic updates that we want to bring to you about it before, you know, the where the whole drug thing is right now. The public is all ears. The public would like to know what degree of efforts is being put into all of what we are hearing, all of what we're seeing in terms of what the government is doing to probably adequately address this. And what we've advocated for with the government is that there should be no sacred cow. And we understand that the commitment of the government and the president was to come here and arrest this whole narcotic or drugs situation in the country, bring it under control. But ever since the president became power, he himself lost control of the LDA, the agency responsible to fighting drugs. I don't know if it is the agency that's controlling the president now, or is the president that's in charge. Who's in charge of their friend? The president cannot settle for, the leadership. Ever since he became president, in less than 3 years, there's been about 3 different changes, unstable, and of course, leadership at the LDA. Why has the president lacking the capacity and the capability to firmly institute authoritative leadership at the LDA? Something that have created loopholes in the nation fight against drugs. I mean, whether you agree or not, whether you accept that or not, but these are the facts. These are the realities, and they're all over the place. You cannot fight when the institution responsible to tackling this, addressing this, is polarized, is infiltrated, is micromanaged. You cannot, because exactly what's going to happen is that the cartel is going to infiltrate the loopholes, and this is exactly why the enablers are managing the president in an inefficient way in providing leadership at the LDA. Oh yes, they like it that way. They want the president to be this subtle in his approach to the LDA, and they've always managed it. Imagine the president appointed the guys to be officers in charge for 90 days, and the guys have been there for well over 6 months or so, or even more, and they're still there. and they stay there lacking legitimacy, lacking authority. And so you see. So I like to always identify where the problem's coming from. Then we come to the issue. Because I believe firmly if there is an authoritative leadership in charge with the requisite legitimacy and the requisite constitutional backing and the presidential support, trust me, some of what's going on to a larger extent, I believe, will be a lot more under control. But when individual believe that their time there is hanging and they want final approval, anybody can just use whatever proximity that they have with the president. Because what time do you have to go and clarify and establish the facts around what people as powerful as Mandela Kopo will pass by you? What time will you have to go to the president and say, "Oh, Mr. President, this is the request that was made by your advisor for political affairs." Mr. Bro. In fact, some of the guys don't even get the opportunity to see the president. They don't. So, and that's why the president has to put people there who look people in the face based on the strength of the authority that they're holding on to, right? To challenge them to speak in their faces. But when you have caretakers in the place, anybody can just move in those offices and make a request or put in a command and ask them to do this, and they will do that and they will follow suit. That is the dangerous way the LDA has been running. Very dangerous way. Now, fast forward, we are where we are. And to backtrack a little bit to put you on track properly with this 19 million that got busted, right, is second in the series of official, exposure of these transactions. There was one that happened when in May also, that one left successfully. And you understand? So this was the second time in a series that got caught. So records and investigations and all that unravel that there was a previous 100 kilogram of cocaine that equally passed through our airport. So the framework that's permitting this that's permitting this in the country is what the public is concerned about dismantling. And that is where a lot of the folks welcome the president's declaration that they're going to be, he's going to frame actions to dismantle the cartel. Even though we are not seeing the firmness in his actions, but that was lip service. And the reality shows the contrary. So fast forward, the 19 million got busted. After he has spent days on our soil. And then another play we're also missing out on is how did these drugs manage enter the country? There are people who were arguing that it passed through the border, the land border, and others are also arguing that it passed through the port of Monrovia, the free port of Monrovia. So that which I would want to agree with for the most part. Because this investigation has got to extend to the point where we identify the root cause, right? We identify the cartel members, and we identify their connections in the government, and then we begin to deal with it. Let us stop trying to protect, the political side of things while we risk the future of this country and risk and endanger the livelihood of our children. Cooking is no joke. We're talking cooking here. During the CDC era, there was there was cooch. There was a situation of cooch all over the place. You understand? There was a situation of cooch all over the place. And it became a national concern. And the government of the day announced it and took actions that people saw, whether people agree or not, but everybody was very concerned about it and took to it. And when it comes to what is on our hand today? We, okay, I'm trying to get something quickly. When it comes to the one on our hand today, and this is where I have got problem with a lot of the folks who are attempting to who are attempting to okay who are attempting to shield or intellectualize the conversation because they believe it is their party. So they have to put up some sort of defense for their party. And I think those attitudes are selfish. Those attitudes are counterproductive to the general interest of our country. We must not shield the wrong simply because we want to put up partisan defense for our organization that we subscribe to. The same energy, the same attitude that we confronted the Kush pandemic during the CDC era with, we must confront this cocaine habit of the Unity Party government, irrespective of how you feel or discomforting it is to you. So over the weekend, Liberian authorities name 10 people as persons of interest in this whole drug situation. And I'd like to bring you update or bring you the names of those persons. Just the ministry names 10 persons of interest in the US 19 million cocaine seizure. And out of the 10, 3 were reported at large. That means they ran away and we don't know where they are. Authorities have now got hold of them. And subsequently, one of them have turned himself in, which we will come to, and the conditions under which that individual, turn himself in. So Liberian authorities have publicly named 10 people as persons of interest in the seizure of more than US 19 million worth of cocaine at Rabos International Airport, with 3 still at large as the government widens an investigation into what it calls a potentially far-reaching transnational operation. Potentially far-reaching transnational operation. So what the government is trying to say, with their investigation, what they're seeing, this thing looks very big, wide, and is a whole coordinated actions among countries. Somebody is somebody is telling me that Jojo going Sierra Leone, but man, yeah, man, free, the man can travel now, man can go whatever. But the thing about going Sierra Leone because they say the kingpin beyond all this thing is hosted in Sierra Leone, and he's reported to be the son-in-law of the Sierra Leonean first family, the president's daughter. The disclosure made Friday by Justice Minister Anthony General Councilor and also Toure covers about 237.6 kilograms of cocaine intercepted June 8 and comes amid mounting public pressure for authorities to reveal those linked to the case and ensure an impartial investigation. Since June 8th, it happened. And today is June 22nd. Do you know how long the government has taken? Now, now you understand why others are calling for independent investigation. So the same way the country demanded during the CDC era on the mop-up exercise that there must be independent international forensic investigator. I believe the fact that this government has handled this investigation since the 8th and up to now, they cannot establish anything, then the country should rally for independent investigator to take over or take charge of the investigation. And our partner will be more than willing to come in, but it has to come from the government. It has to come from us to them, and then from them to the partners. At an emergency, I want to just go straight to the names. Okay, Those named as persons of interest currently in Liberia are Philip Young, security manager at GLS uh, Menzies. Festus S. Musa, a cargo handler at GLS Menzies. That's the company. Okay, and then you have Festus, okay, a cargo handler. And then you have Ruth Gbapewe, an RRA scanner agent. Achi Yamfor, a cargo handler at Express Handling Services, that's EHS. Ato B. Abdullah, Chief Executive Officer, Express Handling Services. Geraldine Zion, an RRA scanner agent. And Mohammed Bora, Security Director at Rabos International Airport. The three sought by investigators are Paul J. King. Those are the ones that were reported initially at large. Paul J. King is the chief executive of GLS Menzi. And Oscar Brown is the chief intelligence officer at the Rabas International Airport Security Department. And Emmanuel T. Zion, a transporter for express handling services. The Justice Minister declined to identify the alleged importers or principal actors behind the shipment. So, and this is where the questions has been around. Who were the importers? How did they come here? Who brought them into our country? Right? And beyond that, who are the principal actors behind the shipment? Who are the actors behind the shipment? And we also like to know who are they working with in Liberia, the cartel that's in Liberia. It needs to be exposed and destroyed. So we cannot be concealing or in a way trying to shield the identity, expose, condemn, name, shame, and prosecute it. This is where people are beginning to doubt. So fast forward, the government announced to the investigators that Mr. Paul King had reported himself in to investigators. The government announced that Mr. Paul King had gone and reported himself because remember, he was announced at large. But Mr. Paul King came back to say that you know what, as investigators are proceeding, and this is the photograph of Mr. Paul King, right? This is the guy, the fellow reportedly that turned himself in, which is a good one. But again, we need to understand how did it happen. According to accounts that we are getting, Paul King just did not surrender himself simply because the government of Liberia or did any magic or for whatever reason. It is apparent that Paul felt unsafe because, like we've consistently told you, these matters of the cocaine have drawn a lot of global and international attention, especially that under the Unity Party and Mr. Boakai, that our country is being reported as one of the hub through which that cocaine are transported from to the Europeans and other Western nations, right? So these are matters that different European governments are taking very seriously, and they've contacted their allies in the United States of America that the government is actually ignoring the investigation process or processes and is downplaying what it should actually be doing for the most part. So it's taking efforts from the public criticism or the public pressure and they're also taking effort from our friends and partners. Whether you like it or not, these are the facts. And that's why you have to push the government more to double down on whatever interest that they're having and take this thing as seriously as the partners are doing. For weeks, the government appeared comfortable. They appear very comfortable because I'm telling you from June 8th to now. For weeks, the government appeared comfortable with the fact that Paul King, the CEO of GLS, Emmanuel T. Zion, the transporter of the drugs, and Oscar Brown, the security manager or intelligence officer at the LRA, and for weeks, these people went large, and this other guy, Oscar Brown, even traveled to China. They put the very man on a training trip to China, and this man left in China. He escaped. He escaped. And there's a recording out there where he phoned in on a talk show to say that he left because he had gotten information that whoever it is were planning to harm him at the airport, apparently to destroy evidence. So you see what is happening? So who made the call? So who planning to destroy or harm Oscar Brown? That Oscar have said he is safe wherever he is, but he's afraid to come back home because the system has plotted to harm him. When the system should be creating safe haven for the men to come in and report to investigation. However, interest from the United States and British government reportedly changed the dynamics. It is clear that international pressure compelled Paul King to return to Liberia rather than risk arrest abroad. So this is what is happening. So you see a lot of them coming in now because they alert. You wouldn't want to be, grabbed out there. So you rather come home, right? Or you stay there when you grab there and then you know what's up. Now that Paul King is back in the country, the government ought to be transparent, timely, and accountable in the process. Because if anybody in the cycle felt that the way they have created a means for Paul and the other people to run away, but now that the pressure from the international partners, the American, the British, and others, right, have made Paul to return, we expect utmost transparency in the investigation process. According to accounts circulating around the investigation, it was Paul who instructed the GLS security manager. When the issue happened at the airport, it was Paul who allegedly, phoned in and called the security manager, Philip Yon, to inform the airport security that he was willing to give them $500 US if they could simply allow the consignment to be returned to Emmanuel Zion, the transporter, so that Emmanuel could make away or could get away with the consignment. You understand? Now, it is further noted that when the drugs were discovered, Philip Yon contacted Paul King. Philip Yon is a security man to the airport. He contacted, to GLS, sorry. Philip Yon, the GLS security man. He contacted Paul King and informed him of the situation, requesting that that he identify the owners of the consignment so that proper claims procedures could be followed. So, Ochi, they both not catch a thing. So, who get it? You need to tell who get it. So, we'll tell the people so they can begin the process from there. And you understand? Paul King reportedly provided several telephone numbers. One of the individuals allegedly answered Philip's call. But after the consignment was mentioned, he claimed to be on a highway, ended the call, and has remained unreachable. So as these guys are reporting in now, it's a perfect opportunity for us to get to the bottom of this thing. Another troubling event is that Paul King later attempted to delete messages previously sent to Philip Yon, the security man to the airport. However, Philip reportedly preserved evidence by taking screenshots of other messages, including the contact numbers that have been provided investigators, including members of the NSA and the Joint Investigation Panel, have been informed of this and are in possession of Philip's phone. And last, we will tell you that the most intelligent thing to have done was to put this thing in the hand of the NSA. And I mean, sometimes you just got to be in a position to recognize people for what they can do. So you see where we are getting? Because NSA ain't coming do that your regular thing on the street what you can be doing. First thing they grab all the men and phone. Start taking all the thing from inside. As part of the investigation, because you ain't coming leave for you for you to start deleting, doing all kinds of things. So this raises important question. Now, so these are moments where the country or the nation is getting very closer to the actual exposure that our government has been holding title for weeks, since the 8th of June, and today is the 22nd. You understand? We're getting very close, and thanks to our partners. And I like to repeatedly say thanks to our partners. But now, at the same time, while these things are happening, there are also, uh, 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 individual, institutional efforts to get down to the bottom of this, and people are connecting their dots in different ways. And you understand? And all of these things are helpful. Okay, so come in 1 minute. Let me get another thing for us right here. This is the Freedom Money Rise on Freedom 87.9. And it is quite an interesting moment in our country as people continue to ask. We just like to know, who are those bringing in the cocaine in Liberia? Who are they? Who are the people bringing in the cocaine in our country? And we need to know them. Now, so you see here, from the video footage that was shared by Verity newspaper, you realize that there is a police officer in a black SUV. You see this picture right here? You see this picture right here? You see the black SUV there, right? And you see where the green mark encircling. There is a police officer identified down there as one of the escort, right? That took the consignment or escorted the consignment, that saw the consignment pass through all of the checks. Now, and this police officer is being reported to be no other person but recognized as the police officer assigned to Madam Magdala Cooper. And you understand? So, this country is small. People know people. So when the videos came out, we all started looking. We all started finding and stuff. And then we grab. So the question becomes, what did this police officer want to do at the airport? And it's seen in the video. And this police officer happens to be assigned as a security for Mandela Cooper. I'm told Mandela has an AFL personnel assigned with her. She has an NSA person. She has a police person. And all of that. She's a big woman in the government. Respect to that. So the Liberian National Police, or the guy in the video, is recognized as an officer of the Liberian National Police. And it is reported that he is He is this guy. What's his name? Hmm. Okay, that he is the one Kaba. They call him Kaba, right? And for those of you that know Madam Mandela Cooper like that, and you've been around her, you wouldn't argue that Kaba is a personal security assigned to her. And additional information has also indicated that at this point, Kaba is Madam Cooper's trusted confidant. Trusted. He handles almost all of our major errands. Very recently, I'm told that Mandela even sent him to Sierra Leone. She sent him to Guinea as well. And all of those working with Madame Cooper knows that Kaba is the mean guy that does all of the real weightlifting for Mandela Cooper. So to have seen Kaba in the CCTV video footage at the airport with this black SUV raises a question that investigators need to pick up on, and that's what we are talking about. We're not saying Kaba is this, Kaba is responsible, but we believe by inviting Kaba Duo, is Kaba Duo, Duo Kaba to the investigations to asking about his presence on the scene and in the logistics department at about the same time, and right here on the camera, he should tell us what he went to do there. This will provide a lead for us. And we cannot keep Kaba away from the investigation and continue to go for taxi drivers and continue to go for handlers while the escorters are there freely and nobody is asking them any question. This is where the public believe that the government is not being openly honest with this. And there are other narrative, right, linking this to connection between uh, Madam Mandela Cooper, Kaba, and of course her relationship with the owners or the CEO of Colony Royal Hotel, Royal Casino in Congo Town, to the point where Mandela have surrendered Kaba to the services of the Chinese owners of Colony Hotel. So, for what exact purpose have the president's advisor on political affairs agreed to surrender her personal bodyguard to the extent where, because of his engagement to that at that level, she's been assigned another lady. She has a police lady currently with her. And people who are working in Mandela Cycle know these things to be facts, and that's what we are saying it. And you all, I know some of you are sitting here saying, but how Abu managed to know all these things? Because it's part of our job, right? So, and that Mandela has now assigned with this Chinese owner of Colony and the Royal Casino, this fellow, Kaba. He spends more time with them and all of that. So there can be investigations both ways to understand, because lately he's been spending more time with the Chinese guy, and then under what arrangement that he's seen at the airport in the CCTV video footage around the drug situation. Now, but here's the guy. Is he the Chinese man? I don't know, and his wife or whoever she is, and that is Madame Mandela Cooper in her office. This is the owner of Colony, the Chinese dude At Mandela, personal security policeman now spends more time with, and is the same police officer that's in the video that Verity shared. Go back to the video, watch it, and see that police officer that's standing in the corner there, right? So we're trying to connect the dots to understand clearly. So here is the same colonel guy out there, I don't know, at an occasion with the speaker as well and his team, right? So, fellow librarian, what is going on? That's what we are saying. We need to speak to the facts around the big fish instead of diverting the attention of the public to ordinary handlers. So, where does the interrogation and investigation of the ordinary handler lead us to? Because those ones have got to lead us to something or somewhere. So, where has this investigation lead us to? To who? Right? It has got, because, for example, the taxi driver can be an ordinary man, right? Driving in the streets. And then somebody stops me and say, "Oh, my man, I got something for you to carry to the airport. Though. I want to charter your taxi." These guys that I want here, well, yeah, and then and most times, in most cases, when you bring, they will not tell you, say, the taxi driver will not tell you, say, "Open the thing, let me see what I'm carrying." Most times the taxi driver will not normally say that. In fact, most times they're only concerned about how much they're getting, their whole head. And somebody say, but then the same taxi driver carry the thing first, he carry it again. Yes, possible, right? If the man carry it first, and then you told the man, "Oh, my man, you know what? Give me your number. Give me your number, and then anytime I'm ready, I will call you, and we will come for this." So that kind of relationship, on the surface relationship, can be created. So we're saying when you bring the taxi driver and you investigate, the taxi driver will tell you who actually chartered them and where. Then the investigators go there. So it'll be leading you to something. But where these, since about 2 to 3 weeks now, we are not seeing where the investigation is actually leading now. So while the exposures are happening from the public and, of course, media institutions and all that, a confession happened by one Mr. Andy Bamoli Abdullah, believed to be the son of the CEO Arthur B. Abdullah. Now, here's what he said under a post by Verity News. He said, "Fellow Liberian." Okay, no, let's go straight to what the brother said. Okay. Let's go to what the brother actually said. So the young man made some revelation. He said, "I have reviewed your publication and noted several factual inaccuracies. I respectfully request that these errors be corrected and that the record be presented accurately." So that was Arthur Abdullah's son wrote on a Variety. He said he recognized what they were doing, but he believed that there are factual inaccuracies that must be set correct and the record presented accurately. "I look forward to your prompt attention to this matter. It is unfortunate when misinformation is circulating under the guise of responsible journalism. Let it be clearly understood that Mr. Arthur B. Abdullah is a businessman and logistics specialist who has been engaged in legitimate business operations in Liberia for more than 2 decades." So the defense is trying to put up that his father is running, sorry, that the defense is trying to put up there is that his father is a businessman, understandable, into logistics and all of that, understandable as well. So now he's trying to say if I is doing that business and anybody can come and say, "Oh, I need to handle this one for me, I need to handle that for me," fair enough. Now, It should also be noted that Mr. Abdullahi specifically instructed that the cargo removed from Mr. Peter King's residence be transported to the warehouse at Roberts International Airport. So this is revealing that the drugs came from somebody's residence. So the drug was kept at Peter King's residence. Who is Peter King? We'll endeavor to understand. You understand? And be transported to, asking where you're coming from. So this is how the investigations are systemically moving. Then we see where we are getting to. International Airport. So furthermore, GLS reportedly agreed to assume responsibility for the storage cost as EHS was not prepared to do so. Right? GSS is Paul King's owner company, right? So it was taken from Paul King's brother place and then brought to EHS. So EHS says we will not take responsibility for the storage cost. So GLS says we will take responsibility, just carry it there. The cargo was subsequently scanned by Miss Ruth, an employee assigned to scanning operations at RRA. In the course of performing her duties, she reported that the cargo contained suspected illegal substances. That's what Miss Ruth did. Rather than being recognized for carrying out her professional responsibilities, concerns have been raised regarding the treatment she allegedly received following her report. So you see, and this is where we started beating on the government to say, you lead the ordinary people, the security people, the scanners, this, blah, blah, blah. Because if these people were able to identify and alarm about this, right, then you can't be subjecting them to criminal investigation at the same time. The Liberian public deserves reporting that is truthful, balanced, and based on verified facts. I therefore urge your institution to exercise due diligence, verify all relevant information, and refrain from publishing misleading or inaccurate accounts. That's what Mr. Andy Abdullahi, the son of Ato Abdullahi, said in his note to Martin Colley and his Variety News outlet. Of all the individuals reportedly shortlisted, it is only Mr. Abdullahi. Okay, but now one important revelation he made, and this is an insider account, was that their company, his father company, went ahead, they collected this thing from one Peter King's house. That they collected the thing from Peter King's house and brought it and took it to where they asked them to carry it to. And when they carried there, the cost of storage was also incurred by GLS. And you understand? Now, so the investigation has now established that when the drugs entered Liberia, they were kept at the residence of GLS General Manager Paul King. It's the Paul King that has turned himself over as of yesterday or the day before yesterday's report. Fellow Liberians, are you following? So when the drugs came to Liberia, it was kept at Paul King's residence. Paul King is a CEO of GLS. You understand? Now, and GLS CEO is Peter King. The Peter King we're talking about. So the general manager is Paul King. Is the general manager that reported himself. So, and then the consignment was at the CEO's place, Peter King. Now, This is getting quite interesting. Now, this is what the Liberian people need to join. This is why everybody need to join and rally and ask and keep pushing. Nobody should take their eyes off the ball because we're getting somewhere. When they were brought into the country. So when we get him in, and then he will tell us where he got it from, we're getting somewhere. And thanks to our partners, fellow Liberians. So the matter at bay is not a point, it's not a time where we got to come be doing comparative and try to dilute the public discourse in seeking accountability around the importation, the storage, and of course subsequent attempt to redistribute cocaine from our country to the rest of the world under the leadership of a man who promised and promised the Liberian people that he was going to end drug peddling in Liberia. This is shameful, disgraceful, and of course, it must be followed all through. And no attempt to want to dilute the public call for accountability around this matter will suffice, especially when the intention is to create a kind of unnecessary political distraction. Who brought in the jobs? Who are the big fish providing the protections? What are the connections in the government? What do we need to know? Why is the government's investigation running at a snail and, of course, predicted pace? Who's predicting the pace of the investigation? Who are they trying to shield? Who are they trying to protect? Why is the president not being bold and taking decisive actions? 0776 104 104 086 500 104 plus 231 86 500 104 are the numbers to call. And of course, you'll be live. Let's hear you. That's how far we are. That's the piece of information we've got. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning, Brother Abu.
Good morning.
Yeah, you speaking with Otis Bagley from District 11.
Go ahead.
You see, the whole just issue that people are just making hanky-panky of it. They don't know who brought it just in this country. They know the big hands that are surrounding us. Forget about other people, Brother Abu, the king, the other men, the people got big. Brother Abu was getting to know it is a land. That video that violated you posted, it is a land that black man is belonging to the regime speaker. And you guys will get more information that it is a land. That black man that escorted that just to the airport. It is a land. And that Kappa man, Brother Abu, I have to say, but the political advisor to the president, Madira Kupo, that woman is into that was she wanted to get connected to the speaker. Just saying she is the spot because she want to carry on her business movement.
Okay. Thank you very much. So these Liberians are thinking and they're connecting themselves. Good morning.
Yeah, I'm Peter Davika, governor on the street light in Lower Johnsonville, an outstanding member of the Concerned Liberian for Justice.
Go ahead.
Abu, the issue of the drugs that just entered in the country is very much alarming. And I think from all indications, the government is guilty. There's nothing to be doubtful about. The actions of the government clearly indicate. Look at the origin of the drugs. And when you look at the origin of the drugs, where it came from, entering into the country.
No, we do not know whether it came from Sierra Leone. Yeah, we don't want to jump the gun on it. We don't want to say that because
information is out now clearly. I think you get it later that the drugs was and it came from Sadia and entered Liberia.
Okay, some people are saying that.
Look at those are the epicenter of power. Their origin. It is associated with Sadia. And that's why we as the Nigerian will continue to ask the question, because the government has remained on the issue of this particular and releasing the name.
Okay, thank you very much. So a lot of things have been happening and going on, and so this one is something that people are wrapping their head around, and of course are talking about. So while we were having all of these conversations and these births was being made, Jojo, and these are just random, presumptions around the movements of people at the same time while these investigations are going on. So it is reported that Jojo went to Sierra Leone immediately when the drugs were seized. Okay, right? And he spent about 2 days there in Sierra Leone. And then it's also reported that the police inspector general went to the UK. Oscar Brown, who was recommended by Gregor Coleman, didn't come back to the country while he went to China. Peter King traveled. Mandela Kopo attempted her own trip, but was cancelled as she was planning to go back or to go UK as well. So why all these up and down movements? Good morning. Good morning. Go ahead. CDZ Babe, your line is bad. Good morning.
Good morning, Abu.
Good morning.
And good morning to the Freedom FM family. My name is Abba Sherry and I join you from St. Paul's Bridge. Abu, let me use this time to appreciate people for providing the sensitive information to the nation. Because some journalists will not do it. They will post small thing and put everything on its feet. Abu, it is very frustrating for old men like Joseph Boakai to pretend like him for the nation and him not for the nation. Do you recall when they met took over all of them, all the government officials that took justice? Running with it all over. Running with it, we couldn't hear Bill under their sleeves. That was the best thing they were going to do. Look at what happened to Sierra Leone now. The European Union, this is the reason why they were behind the woman to re-accord the woman, to change the woman, because what the bad thing that they're doing, the woman giving information, the woman have already gotten information from several people that the man is connected to the son-in-law of Joseph Boakai. So they know that they won't be here, it will bring some.
Okay, all right. Thank you very much. I'm not sure if I'm getting you clearly, but it's okay. Good morning. Good morning.
Yeah, my girl, I'm John Rao. I'm calling from St. Paul's Bridge. Yeah, the drugs business we're talking about. I managed to come to the airport because I hear say that it came from Sierra Leone. I hear something like that. Then I will come to Rao Airport. That the plane bring it there.
That was waiting for the government. The government will tell how it came there. But different reports we're hearing, it was being stored in Liberia at Peter King's house. Peter King. Yeah, he stole it, and then GLS, Ato Abdullahi Company had to take it from Peter King's house to carry it to the airport, and then they kept it there in a warehouse for 5 days. Before Miss Ruth identified it while scanning the process and the alarm. And this is where we are.
Okay, we just thank God let them get the meat well, because first time I was born, government never arrest $19 million drug. All we know that opium was illegal.
And they want that cocaine we're talking now. Yeah, that cocaine. Hello, morning.
Yeah, I'm Money Man calling from Broadway.
Go ahead, Money Man.
Yes, let me tell you, if I'm a follow be Peter King, doing Joseph government, then you can't trust it, then you facing the law. You should not be running behind people on one opinion, one part two, running behind people. You say you can't finish joy, you can't take joy, then you bring in joy, you arrest you, then you can't brought to her. Well, Abu, the government is not fair to her. Let
Okay, thank you very much. Government is unfair. Citizen view in reaction to the 19 million drug bust investigation process. Good morning.
Who are you doing?
I'm doing fine. Let's hear
Hello?
you.
Thank you. This is Nancy. I'm calling from Clarendon.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you for the show. But we're asking Boata government that came to be the angel in this country, to rescue our children and the mother of this land. The answer, all of this, they're joking. All of this was stored in somebody's house. Who was keeping it there? I hear my dad talking about, and then I declare typical Bob, and your knee already there.
No, but they didn't call Mandela in the people that need a call.
Okay, so we are talking about security, right?
Mm.
For security.
Yeah, in one of the video that was shared, the CCTV video, there's a police officer identified to be Duo Kaba, who is assigned with Mandela Copper, and there's a relationship between that and the Chinese owners of Colony and the casino there. So people are trying to connect the dots.
Okay, so you tell it all out. You not better. So they think you point out the security question to Mandela Copper. What does that say to you, my son?
I don't know. Tell me.
I'm gonna tell you one thing. I say, oh, my son,
no, but tell me what it said to you. Just tell me what it said to you.
Okay, I'm telling you, it linked to it. So long as security was captured, it linked to a deal or spot, which is the people.
Okay. That investigation will tell all that one. Thank you. Thank you very much. Good morning.
Good morning, Abu.
Good morning.
Yeah, this is Brother Woman Jebu. Apart from Johnsonville. Yeah, I want to ask Abu, this police director in back now in the country.
I'll have to check it up. But I've not heard. I don't know. Maybe Aji Komo has gone into conspicuous silence. We're not hearing much about him in these matters.
Yeah, that's speaking for them. And then number two, there's those people or those kings rather. Peter King, Paul King. I know all those guys. I worked with them before. They are very strong confidence of the unity side. So these things, the only thing the public needs to do, and do the dreadful thing. It shouldn't matter what they destroy, sell, and legacy.
And what do you think is the right thing to do?
The right thing is to allow investigation to go on and remove any participant that over the investigation. If possible, we should give it to the international community. That is what the investigation. I know his name is not in it, but let the right thing be done.
Okay. Thank you very much. Let the right things be done. Good morning.
Good morning, Abu.
Good morning. We got 6 more minutes to go. Let's hear you.
The country, the project in the mess the country up. Even putting all of the jobs in the country, they said we have black government. Can you imagine people will be disgraced? Send the pastor spoke that Liberia president is confused and the whole nation is confused about what's going on today. Any other thing they put their hand at disgrace. And those of the people that are spoiling the government, God will expose them. The people, they are just looking like in the Bible in John 10:10, they are devil. The kingdom steal, kill, and destroy, and God will continue to disgrace them publicly. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. Thank you very kindly. And so the conversation must remain centered on the handling and management of the 19 million investigation. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning. I wish everyone good morning to all peace, loving to God like you. My name is Josh Waterside to know and I call you for this one. Yeah, thank you so much, and that God continue to bless you guys. Take your time every morning. Look at this kind of rainy day, and you guys go to the studio, to that station, and bring topic that will benefit us, because the way in which this topic will benefit us, if we as a Liberian will stand to criticize or to call upon the national government to investigate this drug issue. Because in 19 million drugs that landed in this country, is like the people have taken Liberia to be a center point now to distribute drugs around this country. around the various countries. So one thing I see in this whole drug business, and government needs to be put on the defense of African people.
Okay.
There is something about the Peter, not only the president appointing him on the board as member of, but that disregard that. But Peter has a strong relationship before coming to the election with the president's son.
Okay. Okay. All right. Thank you very much. So somebody said the country is small. People know things, and all of that. So good morning.
Yeah, good morning, Ida. My name is Ibrahim.
This is Abu Ibrahim.
Oh yeah,
yeah, y'all be listening to the radio. Yeah, people need it. Y'all call different need way. Yeah, man. I don't know. Go ahead.
Yeah, man. The whole thing I police director, what let people be new? Why ordinary nothing be done? No Tito about it.
But cooking Bennett at TikTok Bennett.
Yeah, also now, I don't know be bluffing. The position I read the one to the war, and now it's going to be showing where the was info to come in this country. Who will receive it? I might get to the airport. All the thing about now, the best watching they give the information where you guys question to enlighten us to what happening. Yeah, well now you don't know what's going on. But just going to start now. So pray that the whole God will come up because every day they get in good training for tablet for nothing but us just nothing good. So you guys, thank you, my man. We'll all be listening at least to be informed. Thank you for the station.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you very much. Let me take 2 more calls. There's a heavy downpour of rain, and of course, there's also a flooding situation around the Monrovia City Hall area there on Fresh Street, Sinker. Right, I'm beginning to see video coming in from there. Good morning. Morning. Go ahead. You're live on the radio.
Why you're talking to the
Okay. All right. Thank you. Finally, good morning.
Good morning, Abu.
Good morning. Go ahead.
Good morning, Abu.
Morning, sir.
Yeah. Anyway, for the recognition, I'm Joseph Ute. I'm calling from Japan Freeway Drive. Thank you, Abu, for the topic honor discussion. And thank you for the many followers that are following the show. Abu, you people are doing well for us. Many of us have a breakdown of our heart and mind that nothing was going to come out of this drug. But as you people continue to push this issue of this drugs, I more sure and carefully believe that all those that have their hands behind these drugs, all those big names, all those government officials, they are started coming out now. Then for the other official of NASCO, they are coming out now. So I want to bless God for you people for your search on a daily basis and for your information that you're gathering that is now fake and lie as compared to those liars that were lying around here, lying on people's days. God will continue to bless people and God will continue to open your understanding and pick out the real and actual thing for this matter. Thank you this morning for putting me in the platform.
Thank you very much. For disposition purposes, let me squeeze my friend Edmond Carr. Edmond, good morning.
Yeah, thank you, man, Abu, and wonderful and good presentation. You know, I remember the concern librarian for just anyway. And this issue that has to do with this drug, they want it's not going to be like the normal political debate in the country where government will find way at all costs to cover it up. No, it is international. If you listen to some of our guys across the world, one of my friends was telling me yesterday he normally get oil from Liberia for sale, and he do it by containers.
Mm-hmm.
When he goes arrive in the U.S., normally he clear 1 week or less than 1 week. He was telling me saying he 40 feet container arrived with African food. The past 2 weeks they have been going back and forth only because people want to do thorough investigation of the drug issue in the country. So it is national. I don't care how you can go, you bring all the baple. I don't care how you can go, you bring all the small crawfish that you can just drop in the soup just for the need. The real crawfish need to come up. Because when you talk about pressing your interest, any goods before it leaves the country, the person who is exporting that goods need a rating on the cartoon. The person who will be receiving the need is also on the cartoon. How do you tell me that the goods went through the first cargo handling? It went to the second scanning, which they did the scanning, they said, oh, scan it back. It was about to get on the flag to go. Then you tell me, say, you don't have nobody need rating on it. You don't have nobody there to receive it. You are telling all people that were doing their job. Okay. Before the news that we are carrying here, these are people, majority of them are people that were performing their duty, they were assigned to RIA and the institution to do.
Okay.
These are people. So why are you bringing the person of interest and we are not hearing the receiving and the person that is exporting the goods?
Okay.
That is the name that we want to hear.
That is the name we want to hear. Thank you very much. I'm sorry I have to hold you there. This is Liberia. This is the Freedom Morning Rise on Freedom 87.9. And of course, this is how we like to wind the curtains on this Monday morning, wet Monday morning presentation. And it has been a very wonderful opportunity being here. It is always a good thing to sit with you and talk about the issues that matter to our country growth and development. And of course, without fear nor favor, we speak truth to power. And that's why we are the People's Radio. My name is Abu Sharif, fearless, bold, and unbending. We're going to be here tomorrow. Until we see you tomorrow, do have yourself a wonderful time. Bye-bye.